Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV. Here's the breaking news. Welcoming Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the White House this week for a state visit, the most elevated from the American diplomacy, will require President Joe Biden to make certain trade-offs. Modi, massively popular in India, has demonstrated a drift towards authoritarianism that has swerved the West. He has cracked down on dissent, targeted journalists, and introduced policies that human rights groups say discriminate against Muslims. Yes, Modi and India, the world's largest democracy, also represent a linchpin in Biden's strategy in Asia. The country recently surpassed China to become the most populous country on earth. No major global challenge, from climate change to advances in technology, can be addressed without India's buy-in. In Biden's view, and in an era of growing tensions between the US and China, there are few partners that Biden is more eager to cultivate. That, according to officials, was the rationale behind inviting Modi for a state visit, only the third of Biden's presidency so far. And so, on Thursday, the Prime Minister will be welcomed to the White House with the highest trappings of American friendship, marching troops on the South Lawn, extensive Oval Office talks, and a state dinner in the evening, complete with a chef who specializes in plant-based cuisine to accommodate Modi's vegetarian diet. The two leaders will hold a joint news conference, something virtually every state visit over the past 2 decades has featured, but that was only agreed upon after lengthy, delicate negotiations between the two sides. Indian officials initially backed at the White House instances. Two US officials familiar with the matter said the ask was unwelcome territory for Modi, who does not hold news conferences in India, where press freedom groups say he is overseeing a crackdown on reporting. Indian officials had instead pushed for joint statements, after which the two leaders would take no question. It was only on the eve of Modi's visit that Indian officials agreed to compromise. The leaders would hold a one-on-one calling on a reporter from each side rather than the traditional 2 and 2, during which each leader would call on 2 reporters from their press corps. We are just grateful that Prime Minister Modi is going to be participating in a press event at the end of the visit. We think that's important, and we are glad that he thinks that the important too. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said Wednesday when asked about the negotiation. The Indian embassy did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Thursday's state visit is aimed at strengthening what National Security Advisor Jack Sullivan has built as one of the defining relationships of the 21st century. The meetings are expected to produce agreements on technology and defense cooperation and highlight Biden's effort to shore up relationships in a region grappling with an increasingly aggressive Beijing. Behind the report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, India.